Hello, can everybody hear me? I see my mic is working. Oh, and I see a bunch of you here already. I'm so glad you're all here on the Wednesday live. Today we're doing the Star Blossom So Long Week 2. Woohoo! And I'm gonna go ahead and say hello to everyone here on YouTube. If you're watching us from Facebook, if you want to hop on over to YouTube to join the conversation, as you'll see, I can share the comments here from our YouTube viewers. I see Tracy's here from Scotland. And the regular thing we do at the beginning of our lives is we introduce ourselves in the comments and say hello and let everybody know where we're joining the live from. Yeah. So that way you can meet some friends from all over the world, or maybe even find out that you got a neighbor that's into EPP. Who knows, right? And Susan is here. Hello, Susan. Julie's joining us. Oh, is it hot in Louisiana? It's been like weird, like foggy, overcast, and chilly, like 58 degrees. Ugh, that is cold here in Southern California. So I still have my winter jacket. I thought I could pack it away, but not yet. Not yet. Next week's supposed to be hotter though, so we'll see. Deborah's here. Overcast here in Los Angeles too. See, Deborah, it's been chilly, right? So it's not just me out here a little further south than you. Yeah, it's crazy. And Hanne's joining us from Denmark. Is it cold in Denmark, Hanne? I wonder. And let's see, and Deborah's from Los Angeles. And Laura is joining us from Ireland. Feels like winter has returned today after a few very sunny days. It's weird, right? This weather. I swear, I'm not like crazy. Mm. And Mette is joining us from Denmark. Hey, son, hey, son. So happy you're here. And then we had Tracy. We've had rain for the next. Oh, we had a rain got for. Oh, sometimes I can't type either. So we had rain for the next few. We got rain for the next few days. That's what I'm thinking. It says. And Laura's joining us from very warm and soon to be storming Pittsburgh. Oh, stay safe indoors, Lori. I hope you and your kittens are doing okay. And Vida is joining us. Good afternoon from Vida in Vancouver. Oh, so I can see Facebook comments from my page. Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Becky, hi! So glad you're here. So obviously the Facebook thing is the Facebook page is working. I still can't stream into groups. I have yet to figure that out, but I think this whole setup is working okay for us, right? It's not totally not doable. Let's see here. And I see Becky from Canton, Ohio. Love it. Okay. Oh, so I see different. Oh, love it, love it, love it. And we have Daniela from Iowa. Hello. Zaza. Oh, horrid. It's Scotland, is it? Eee. Hope you get a little bit of sunshine soon. And Marilyn's joining us from Washington. In Denmark, it is 18 degrees Celsius and windy. So 18 degrees Celsius, my Fahrenheit friend, is Celsius to Fahrenheit. That is 64. Oh my God, you're warmer than here in Southern California. What is going on? Eh. So when it's 58, that's like early morning, late night. That's 14 and a half degrees Celsius. So it is chilly. So I know it's cold. Eh. Let's see here. Tammy is joining us from Alberta. Oh, we're supposed to have snow overnight. Tammy, oh my God, that is just bonkers. And Isabel's joining us. Bonsoir. Hello, glad you're here. Let's see here. And Chantal is joining us from Quebec. Okay, awesome. So, who finished their homework for this week? The homework was to base your pieces for one block, because once you do one block, the rest of them come together in a jiffy, right? And it's just getting used to the basting order. So you have that down. And then if you ever forget, you can always look on the back of one of your blocks and see, oh, how did I base my pieces so that they all fit together nicely, right? So that's the only thing you got to look out for. Oh, we got a few more folks joining us. Cindy's joining us from Texas. I heard it's been quite hot in Texas past few days. Hope it's cooling down a little for you. Janet from Pahrump, Nevada. Janet, every time I see Pahrump, I want to sing that Pahrump pam pam pam. I want to sing that Christmas song. Is it just me? Someone else too, right? I can't not be the only weirdo. And then we have just Liz is joining us from Scotland. That's Scotland's summer over. And let's see here. Nicholas joining us from Oxford, England. Love it. So she had two separate comments. Tammy's joining us. Yay! Let's see here. Oh, we got more Canadians today from Ottawa, Canada. Pierrette. Welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh, Nancy. Thank you so much. Coffee or tea for Elise. Windy and rainy here in Amherst, New York. Thank you for my little coffee break. Thank you so much. And then, okay, so I went ahead and pasted medium block and a large block because I shared all my crazy small size block, right? So I'm like, I need to like switch it up a little bit. So I got one medium size and a large size for you to share. So I'm gonna just hold it up because I won't be able to fit the block under my overhead camera. So I'll show you the. So this is the medium size block that I made. Good like size comparison with my head here. Let me model this one. Oh, that one's sliding down a little bit. Get back in your spot. So what I did was actually after I basted my pieces, I went ahead and gave it a good press. You can use steam if you want to. I love steam. I know Sasa loves steam. So if you're a steamer, go ahead and steam it. It won't damage your pieces. Just that you might notice that the paper curling like this. When you steam it, then you want to put it down and steam it on the other side too. So you steam both sides and it should flatten out. And if your paper is still curling a little bit, while it's still warm, just put a heavy book on it and sit on it and it'll turn flat. So this is the medium-sized block that I prepared. All my pieces are basted and pressed. I like to press my pieces because they actually lay nice and flat that way. You don't have to press, so it's totally a preference thing. If you don't want to press, don't press. But I love pressing and I love steam. And then I went ahead and pasted a large size block too, so you can see how much bigger that is. So I think this one's gonna go under my little mini Christmas tree. So I think that'll be cute, right? Because these are all Christmas fabrics. It just happens that I had three colors of the same print: the white, the aqua, and the red. They're the same print. And then I had this fun stripey, oops, that just goes with it. And then my whole thing is falling apart. So you have a difference between the sizes here. So this is the, I need to help you here. So this is the medium size. There we go. And this is the large size. And the small one is perfect, like a little mug rug. I don't like know what I'm looking. I keep on reading the comments. You're distracting me. So we have the medium and the large. And if you're working on the small, awesome sauce. Love it because I love the small one. That's why I think I like made 7 or 8 of it. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the center A pieces, which happens to be the diamonds, right? So I'm gonna pull them from my little design board here. Let me put them on my desk. Let's move my keyboard out of the way and let's switch cameras. There we go. So here are my centerpieces from the block that I just showed you. I just pulled them from the center here. Pull them out. And because it's not a even-sided star, right? So this is a center star piece with 5 diamonds, yes? So what you want to go ahead and do is split them into 3 and 2. And remember last week I was talking about if you're using directional fabric, then you want to pay attention how your stripes or how your fabric is facing. And that's why I thought I would show this too. This is from the large. I want to kind of have a little movement to this, so that's why I decided to have the stripes rotating on this one. So I fussy cut the stripes so I would have a red stripe going on the outer edge here, like so. So there's lots of fun you can do with the center A pieces. You need 5 in the center, like so. And for this one, with the Liberty Quilting Cottons sample that I made in the medium size, the flowers have these stems in the background, if you see it, the green stem. So they go from tip to tip. So that's why I decided to have them all go the same way. I could have gone random if I wanted to, kind of like, hold on, let me grab. Like the tip pieces, the darker ones, they're just scattered fabric print, right? So they don't need to go in a particular direction. So I just cut them where I could from my scrap pieces. You don't have to fussy cut these. So these were fussy cut and these were fussy cut, but definitely optional. Is anyone fussy cutting their diamond pieces at all? Curious to know. Let's see here. Oh, and Daniela just got her templates and EPP papers yesterday. Thank you. Yay. So glad you got them. Did you pick your fabric yet? Share which fabric you're going to make with. And Marilyn says, homework done. Awesome. Very good. Wait, we need this. Good job. Love it. You should be very, very proud of yourself for having your homework done. Love it. And we have Isabelle is joining us. Oh, it's Sud de la France, somewhere in France. I don't know quite where that is. I'm gonna have to look it up in the map, but it's somewhere in the Alps. Let's see. Oh, see, Janet, I love it. I love that you sing it too. Pa-rum-pum-pum-pa. And Katrine's joining us from Belgium. Glad, love it, love it. Oh, Susan's. Look further up in the comments, and you see your fellow Canadians. That's from Ottawa. And let's see, paper pieces, paper templates are ready. Still working on which fabric to use. So you'll see, like, I got different options. There's no wrong way, right? Just whatever you love. So decide to work with fabrics and colors that you love, then it'll look perfect and wonderful. Let's see here. Oh, and Angela's joining us on Facebook from Huntsville, Alabama. And Jolie, very, very Jolie here too. Let's see here. And Sasa says that large one is so pretty. Yeah, I'm kind of excited for Christmas. A little early for Christmas, but if you know me, I always end up starting my holiday projects way too late, and I'm like, oh, it'll be ready for next year. I'm way ahead. So at least I got my little Christmas mini Christmas tree what is it called? What are those called that you put the Christmas tree on? I forgot. Oh, mug rug for my Christmas tree. We'll just call it that. Oh my god. Zaza, help. I forgot. And Nancy loves the stripes for the centers. And Julie loved the large block. Yeah, so much fun. Yes, Tracy loves the large one too. Yeah, that was so much fun to make and much easier to fussy cut because the pieces are bigger, right? Right. So like I said, this one I sewed together the order that we're gonna sew the center 8 pieces together. So you see it because it's an odd number of diamonds in the center. We'll sew 3 and 2 together. So same here for this one. I'm just splitting them up, 3 and 2. So actually, I was a good girl today and I loaded up a whole bunch of needles with thread, and my little dome thing is full of threaded needles too. Woohoo! I'm ready to go. So I'm going to start with 2. Just grab 2 pieces. And remember, if you followed the basting order that I showed you last week, when we flip this over, all your tails should be spinning or pointing in the same direction here in the bottom. See how my tails are all going to the right? This way, we ensure that they tuck into each other and the tails nest on top of each other. So for diamonds, I usually like to put the tails opposite ends, just a preference. You could have them go same direction if you want to. But I found that when I start nesting pieces on top of this, having them go the other facing the opposite directions, it helps a lot of times because you don't have everything overlapping in one place and you don't get a whole chunky piece of fabric in one area only. All right, so I got 2. So I'm going to put them right sides together. So for all our newer EPPers, just put your papers right sides together. And I'm going to fold away the tail a little bit just so that I can get into the corner there. That's where I'm going to start sewing. And I want to make sure that the sides are lined up and the corners are lined up. And I've got a knot on my thread. I like to have a knot just to ensure that it won't slip through as I'm sewing. It's a very, very tiny knot. Do you see it? It's not, oh, there we go. It's not big because I'm using this thread today that I shared last week. It's the bottom line 60 weight. It's like a off-white, natural white is what they call it. It's color number 624. So it's 100% polyester, but super thin and super strong. If you have a different thread preference, that's fine too. And then I just start here in the corner. I go through the back and the front piece. And because I have a knot, the thread just stops right there. Focus. There we go. I'm going to do another stitch, especially at the beginning and end. You want to make sure you secure it. And I'm going to twist my thread around the needle. Just hold the extra thread that I twisted around. Hold it with your finger and pull through your needle. And then you got a secure knot, and it's safe right there. It won't come undone. And now we can keep on stitching. And I think this comes up a lot, like what stitch length should be stitching at, and it's whatever will hold your pieces together. But no, I think when you do it too small, the stitches are too small. You know what a satin stitch is? Is the stitch that you see on top of like applique, uh, letters or little patches on garments. Is that fine stitch around the edges to keep it from fraying, right? We don't want it tight like that, because if you think about it, the tighter your stitches are along this edge, the weaker you make your fabric, because you're going to have a lot of holes along it. Kind of think of a perforated paper. So we don't want too tight stitches. Plus, that way you're just going to tire yourself. I think my stitches are between like a 16th and an 8th of an inch. What you want to make sure though is that after you pull your thread through, see how it's through? Don't just leave it like that. Tug a little bit. Tug, tug, tug. Just to tighten that stitch tiny bit. It makes all the difference. So just go, tug. Pull it through, tug. So after you do it for a little bit, it'll become like second nature. Tug. That little tug that you give it, it'll, yeah, make it nice and tight, and you won't see gaps between your stitches when you pull your pieces apart. And for if you all the experienced EPPers here hanging out, if you could help our beginners too and share what your stitches per inch or how tight you like to make your stitches, that would be great too. So now when I'm on at the final corner, I have one stitch, but I'm gonna do a second stitch, and again on the part where the needle came through, I'm gonna take the thread, wrap it around the needle a couple times, hold the wrapped part on the needle and just pull the needle through, and you got a knot. Whoops, I overlapped here a little bit. Scusi. There we go, like so. I didn't even catch that I got overlapped my thread here. Hold on, I'm gonna go back. If that happens, if your thread got caught in the tail or whatnot and you have this little loop, just hold the loop down, go back, and put few extra stitches in there. No biggie. It's actually good that it happened so I could show. Because once in a while, if I'm watching something while I'm sewing, it's bound to happen. And you know, we just fix it as we go. And now I can just come here and I'm gonna do a second stitch, wrap my thread around the needle and secure it. And now I don't have any loose stitches. I'm gonna tug a little bit. Oops, let me focus. And I do a little tug, and I don't want to see sunshine coming through the stitches when I'm looking through it, because then you know you haven't been tugging on your thread as you're pulling it through, and it's too loose, and you'll see a big gap. When you tug it a little bit, then you need to go back and stitch a little bit tighter. So that's a good way to test. And I could go ahead and cut the thread, but I'm just gonna actually go inside the seam allowance and come back out in the center tip here, bottom. Let's see here, pushing it through. Oh, I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. And my thread is back here at the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and add the next piece and make sure I have it facing in the right direction that I wanted it, and put them right sides together. And I want to make sure I align the center tips here. And I'm gonna fold this seam allowance away a little bit so I can get right in there into the corner. Like so. Beautiful. And then I take one stitch, second stitch, and secure it with the twisting the thread around the needle, and so you get a knot there, and then I can keep on stitching. So this way you can continue with uh, do a continuous stitching session with a little bit longer piece of thread, and you don't have to cut and knot and go as you're sewing, right? So you can just continue. Just make sure you secure it with a knot at the beginning and end of each seam that you're stitching. And that is just in case for some reason something unravels. You won't unravel your whole piece, but only until the last knot that you placed. And I'm gonna do one stitch in the corner in a second, twist my thread around, hold it, and pull my needle through. So now I got 3. Yay! And they're lining up in the center here. Let me show that, because that's where we were paying extra attention to, making sure that the pieces were lining up right here in the corner. So now I'm going to go ahead and bury this in the seam allowance and trim it. Let me come up for air and make sure I didn't miss any questions. Let's see. Tree skirt. Good grief. Yes. Vida, thank you. Ah, it's just that word just escaped my brain for like 1 second. It's still too early for Christmas. That might be why. Let's see. Oh, Julie's still working on her EPP ornament. About 300? Good lord, that's a lot. Let's see. Oh no, Nancy said she bought a garden hose today, and when I got home, he got stormy out. What? Crazy Mother Nature. Our weather is just not what it's supposed to be. Yeah, we still have snow left in the mountains here. End of May. We're like practically in June, and there's still snow in the mountains. I don't know what's going on. Yes, and I'm in Southern California. What? Let's see here. I think I got everything. If I missed a question, please go ahead and post it again. I will keep on checking back up, and if any of our experienced EPPers have helped out already, thank you very much. All right. So now I have the 3, so I'm gonna go to the 2 that I still need to sew together, right sides together, and make sure they're aligned. Ta-da! And I'm gonna fold this part back, the seam allowance of the tail, so I can line up the corners right there. Ta-da! This is what I'm lining up, and now I can start sewing. And I do a second stitch and secure it with the knot, like so. Make sure I didn't get this one caught in the tail too. It looks good. All right. And we keep on going. Let's see here. Is anyone doing their blocks with Christmas fabric, or am I the only cuckoo one? I would love to see what fabrics you've chosen. I know Tracy shared hers, so pretty. And I would love to see everyone else what you're using. Let's see, keep on going. See, and I put a second stitch in the ending corner here and secure it. There we go. So now I got my 3 and my 2. And now I can start sewing these together. Okay, let me go ahead and bury the thread here in the seam allowance. And one important tip when you're sewing the 2 halves, well, they're not really halves, right? But the 2 odd halves together, because we want to make sure that the center is lined up, right? Center, all the points meet up. We don't want to have it looking, I'm gonna over exaggerate. We don't want it looking like this where it's off, right? Let's see, like where it's like way off there. We want it to be boop, matching up right there. So I'm gonna go in after I put them right sides together. And I'm actually going to start from the center out instead of going from one side and all the way across, just to make sure that my center is on point. Ta-da! Let's see here, line those up, and I fold this seam allowance away just so I can see the point right there. I'll start in the center. I need to rest my elbows on my desk. It feels weird having my arms floating while I'm trying to sew. Okay, and after I secured it, and I can take a few stitches, and like secure it again, because I'm gonna flip it and make sure my center's lined up before I go any further. I'm gonna go look. Oh yeah, it looks pretty good. I can live with this. All right, and I can keep on going. Because you don't want to sew a whole side and then be like, oh no, it was off like by a whole lot. And I don't love it and I want to redo it. Might as well check now before you keep on sewing. And then I keep on finishing this side. And remember with EPP too, once you remove the papers, you can kind of like wiggle and fudge the shapes into place too. So if it's a little bit off, don't worry about it. Plus, when you quilt it, no one's going to tell anyway. Let's see. Especially someone that's nearsighted and wears glasses, we won't see. It'll be very, very beautiful. Let's see. And once I get to the corner here, again, I'm going to take one stitch and one more stitch and secure that. Knot it and secure. Beautiful. Blah, blah. And see how all my tails are twirling in one direction? I'm going to lift it, lift it, lift, lift, lift. Because I made sure when I was basting my pieces that they all go in the same direction. Okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and just secure this. I'm actually just going to travel through the seam allowance here and come back to this one open seam and fold the seam allowance away with the tail and line up the two sides. And I'm going to bend my paper. I'm just going to fold it just so that it's easier to sew. Please, I think I did share in the EPP Society Facebook group. Just fold the paper, bend it, twist it. Don't try to like twist your hands into weird shapes, trying to keep your paper pristine. Just bend the paper, fold it. You can always unfold it and press it if you have a lot of crease marks, and you can still reuse it quite a few times. I'm gonna just fold it over, make sure, yes, lined up, very good. And untuck the seam allowance just so that I can get in there to the center and go and knot it and secure it. And it's easier because I folded this one diamond. I just give it a little crease mark. So don't be afraid of folding your papers. That's one of the reasons I prefer not to use plastic or mylar templates, because you can't really fold those. And it just gets tiring on your hands and your fingers trying to hold something into shape while you're sewing. It should be relaxing. So if you get crazy claw hands once in a while, like I do, my fingers get like this and they're like in this weird position, then you know it's time to stop. Do a little jazz hands like that and just relax your fingers and then pick it back up. Because otherwise you're going to get like this crazy cramp and your fingers are going to lock. And we don't want that. We want EPP to be a enjoyable process, right? And keep on sewing. And I'm almost at the corner. Love it. And I'm going to take one more stitch and secure it. And I will make sure, oops, I don't want to lose the thread. Bury that in the seam allowance. Pull it through. And snip it. See, now it looks all manhandled and it's all bent out of shape, right? Not to worry. I'm going to make sure I fold my little tails back into place. Use a seam roller or an iron if you have one handy. Like so. Press it back into its spot, its proper place. Give it a little pressy press. and it's nice and flat. There we go. So we got the center eight, 5 8 pieces done. Ta-da! Let's see. Let's see. Let me see if I missed anything. Uh, let's see. Hmm. Oh, Susan said, I have all kinds of those loops everywhere on the back. Yeah, you just go over and stitch over it again because those loops they'll start separating, right, Susan? So I just went back, a couple extra stitches, and no one will know once you flip it over. And let's see. I never use knots at the ends. Always fasten the end in the fabric. More work for me, but I have an issue trusting the knots. Yeah, whatever. If you prefer just to have an open, not open loop, but unknotted piece end of the thread, and you hold it as you're stitching, that's fine too. Um, I think for beginners, it probably will be easier if you knot it so that you don't have to make sure that you're holding the end of the thread that you did not and while you're securing it with stitches. So yeah, definitely try. I think if you're more experienced, give it a shot. Tracy asks, do you have to sew 3 together then 2? I jumped the gun and sewed center in around. The only reason I do this is because I want to ensure that I have the points matching up here in the center. Same here. So once I start sewing these 2 to the 3, I can start with this one, right? I started with one side and then I came back to the center and sewed the final open side, right? It's because I guess maybe I'm a little anal, but I want to, if I'm gonna have a 6 pointed or 3 pointed, not 3 pointed, 5 pointed or 8 pointed star, that's the process I usually go. Even with 6 pointed stars, we'll do 3 and 3, right, to make sure that our center point is aligned. So, if you're good at aligning just by going around, go for it. This makes sure that I don't make the error of having the pieces shift slightly as I'm sewing them in a round and then the points don't match up, and then I gotta unravel, bring out Mr. Ripper, and do unrip all my all my stitches. Right, this way I get more exact results. So it's just a personal preference, and it just makes it easier to match up all the points. That's what I've found. Try this way, Tracy. See if you like it, and then if you don't, just stick to the way you're doing it. Let's see. Susan says, I'm not using Christmas fabric, but I'm working on my Christmas tree. Yes, I've seen your Christmas tree. It's so pretty. It's going to be ready for Christmas this year. Hooray! Exciting! Let's see. Yes, like Janice says, Tracy, do what feels best for you. No EPP police here. Hear ye. No EPP police. Yes. And Gail says, haven't done any EPP in several months. Excited to get back at it. Yay! We're excited you're getting back at it too. Uh, and Jason says, thinks the inside looks like a flower when I look at the wrong side. Yeah, right? So once all your things are twirling in the back, it's really nice. And it'll lay, your whole block would lay nice and flat too. And Connie asks, what is the theory behind making 2 pieces then sewing together rather than just sewing one piece to the next until circle complete? Oh yeah, I think I just answered that. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, like what Nancy says, it makes the center points look better. Yeah, it's easier to align the center points. Diane says the stripe is darling. Yeah, it's fun, right? It's like a little motion to it. Yeah. Yes. And Annabella just joined in the UK. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. The replay will be available right after the live ends, so not to worry. You can just catch up on your own time. Okay, so we got this center done. So next step would be to start sewing your petal pieces. Let me grab those. I put it on the floor. I just put these here. Just for those of you that are way ahead and would like to get a head start. So we got 2. Let me grab 2 more. So these are not fussy cut at all. These are just random fabrics. I'm so glad I could use up my scraps. Made me very excited. So we got these going around. So 2 of the petal or bead templates for each of the diamonds here, right? Right? So what you can do, you have 2 options here, depending on which way you prefer. You could just do one at a time and go all the way around. Sometimes I do that. And other way you could do it is so two of the ones that go in between the diamonds, like so. I'm gonna put these away. So the two sides together here, and then you'll have one long side that you can attach to this piece. But if you're like me, and if you have again directional fabric that needs to align to the seam here, then I would do one at a time. So you want to align the tip, and then align the tip, and then sew the sides together. So I'm gonna do one at a time for you first here. Cause we're good on time today. Woohoo! Or am I just like talking extra fast today? I feel like I'm talking extra fast. Maybe I had too much coffee. So I'm gonna take one piece here, and I wanna put them right sides together and line up the sides. And I'm gonna unfold the tail here, so I see my corner. So right at the seam, right there, where the two diamonds meet, and then I can start. And because my fabric that I have for the bead templates here, they're kind of busy, and it's a smaller print, and I didn't fussy cut it. I could do it the other way where I showed you, where you can sew two of the bead templates together first and then go shoop the whole seam here. So definitely personal preference there, and depending on the fabric print you're using. Is it more forgiving, like the print I've chosen, or if it's something more exact where you need to match it up more carefully, then I would sew one at a time like this. And let's keep on going. And when I come to the tail here, I'm gonna unfold it too, because I don't want to sew through all the bits and pieces right there. I'm gonna unfold it so it's out of my way while I sew this side. Let's see. Okay. And when I come to the tip, I'm gonna do one stitch and one more and secure it again. Again, fold my little tail back into its spot, and then we've got first side done of the B template to the center diamond, like so. And I could just keep on going with this. And make sure the points are aligned here, right there. That's where I'm looking at, where they're meeting up. And right there at the tip. I can continue. But again, here in the corner, I'm going to take not just one, a second stitch, and I'm going to secure it because I'm just continuing with the same thread without cutting it in between. So I want to secure with knots in case I mess up, it unravels, something breaks. It'll only open up this one seam instead of everything that I've sewn with this one piece of thread, right? So these little knots that we put at the beginning and end of each seam, they're like little breakers or stopping points in case something the thread breaks in between. Just a little safety measure. And then we keep on going. And once I'm here in the corner, I'm going to take a second stitch and secure it. And now that's secure. So this seam is still open. So I like to go around, even like you probably noticed, even with the lily flowers too. I like to sew all the petals to the center hexagon, and then I come in to sew the connecting sides. Because once all my little pieces here are sewn to the center, this is something I can just mindlessly sew together. I don't need to really focus. But when I'm sewing and I need to match up points or sides that need to be aligned carefully, then I like to pay a little more attention. And then these something you can do while watching a TV show. I know, and I'm not really paying attention to what I'm sewing, right? So I would just keep on going around. Any questions? Let's see. I'm gonna check Facebook too. Let's see if I missed anything there. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Make sure I like everyone's comments on Facebook. And let's see. Oh, whoops. I forgot to share into the Facebook group. Whoopsie. Hold on, let me share. Dang it! I knew I forgot something. It was going too smoothly until now. Hey, we're live. Share now to where's the group? Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, group. There we go. Let me just share to the EPP Society. Dang it. There we go. We're live. Link. Let's see here. Let me share that real quick. Whoopsie daisy. Well, at least the replay will be up, right? Let's see. Ooh, Sasa cut out a 2-inch dilly flower. Hello, can't wait to see it. Oh, Sasa, you're gonna love what I got coming up with for the dilly flower too. Da da da! Just a little sneaky hint. Let's see here. Any questions on how to join the B templates to the A so that you can finish the center and the B templates for next week? I think that's a good amount. Yeah. I don't want it to rush so that everyone can catch up on their time, on their own time. Let's see here. Let me scroll up, make sure I didn't miss anything. Ta-da! Oh, looky. I think everyone's doing okay. Yes? I know there's a little delay, so I'm gonna wait. Make my head a little bigger. I didn't know I was so small there in the corner. But I hope that makes sense. Yes? So if you're using striped fabric or directional fabric, then pay a little closer attention as you're lining up the tips. And then if you're just using scatter print like this one, then you don't need to be that careful. You won't really tell. Let's see here. Oh my god. And Gail is working on her dilly flowers too. Let's see. Salsa asked, did I miss the discount on the star blossoms or was there a code to enter? Lady, message me. Send me a message, Salsa. Let's see. See. I think I got all the comments, questions. Hello. Yeah, technically the discount ended when we started the solo on the 15th, but because you guys are here live, if you haven't grabbed the papers or patterns, message me and then make sure you tell me you were on the live. Only for those of you that are with me here on the live, I'll extend the coupon for you if you're still here. But only for you guys, okay? Let's see here. I think I got all the questions. Love it. And I'm so glad so many of you are still working on your daily flowers. That's exciting. And then yeah, message me for a super duper secret special code. And I will see you all next week. And for next week, make sure you sew your 5 pieces together in the centers, the center A templates, and the B templates. You can use start sewing those together. Remember I showed you can either connect two like this and then just sew them as one long side like that, or like I prefer to do, I sew one piece together at a time and make sure that I align them to the corner right here in the bottoms. Okay, so that's 10-15 pieces that you gotta sew together by next week. I think totally doable. And then don't forget to share in the EPP Society group too, because I want to see what fabrics you chose and how well you're coming along with this project. And I would love to see your fabric choices too. Let's see. I think I got everything. All right. So for next week, we'll see you same time, same place, 12 o'clock here on YouTube. I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to actually be testing over the weekend, see if I can stream into the EPP Society Facebook group. Don't take my word for it. We'll see how that goes. uh Otherwise, I think this whole thing on YouTube, I think it's nice because everyone can actually participate in the conversation, whereas I'm looking at both Facebook and YouTube, then I'm a little bit divided attention wise. So if you're on Facebook, we would love for you to join us here on YouTube. I think it's nice to join in on the live conversation, and I shall poke around inside the EPP Society Facebook group and see how you're all doing. Okay. Any questions, post those under the video here on YouTube or inside the EPP Society Facebook group. I will see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.